ツポーズで勝利を抱きしめる時まで加速させて次へ行こうか。
Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of my Yuma theme deck update. This is fast becoming my favourite of all my character decks. It's proving to be really competitive. Obviously not against top tier decks or sort of meta decks, but against fun semi-competitive decks, it's doing really well, and I'm really pleased with it. Hopefully, at my locals we're going to be having a character tournament deck soon. This is the deck I'm going to be taking. Near enough. I might make a few additions and subtractions, but so hopefully you'll get to see this deck in action. But I thought you'd like to get an update on it. So without further ado, I just thought I'd show off my playmat as well. I won this at the Order of Chaos sneak peek, and I thought it was quite appropriate to play Yuma theme deck on this. So we have one Archer, semi sort of decent card, can inflict some burn damage. I actually won a game just by getting this guy's effect off because he was stalling. He had about 300 life points left. I summoned it and won. It was quite funny. Card D. Yeah, I got one. First dead, pretty good. I bought it once the price had gone down, so that's good. Didn't have to worry about that too much. But that's good in this deck. Aside from the draw power, it actually gives me good access when I use cards like this. Full Elf. I can reveal card D in my hand, because it often stays in my hand until I'm ready to use it. I don't always draw it and use it straight away. So the fact that it's a level 2 makes Full Elf a level 4, which means I can go into a rank 4 XE. 1, 2 Gaga Gardener. 2's enough, I think. I did play test 3, but I found they clogged my hand. I think 2's enough. Sits around and waits for times when needed. Also works well with card D, because if I draw and then end phase and I haven't summoned any monsters, but I draw one of these guys, I'm protected. And the other card I drew also helps to protect it. Not ideal, but it does work. 2 Gaga Girl and 2 Gaga Magician. So that's the Gaga trio at the moment. And again, that works quite well. Gambara Knight. His effect isn't amazing, but he's part of Yuma's theme. I could have another Gaga Golem or another Gaga Gardener, but it's a character deck, and I want to use as many of Yuma's cards as possible. So Goblinberg, very good. Summon another level 4 from my hand, and go into Hope that way. Go Giant. People say, why don't you run more of these? He's good. I could run more. Maybe I should run more. He's one of those cards I'd maybe switch out for a Gambara Knight, or Archer, get rid of that for another Go Giant. But to be honest, he's not always live with his effect. He's got damn good attack points, but it is a character deck. It's not. I would run more of those if I was running a competitive Yuma theme deck. I like running all of his monsters. So yeah, so I only run one of those. I run 2 Golem. His effect is incredible. His attack and defense is very good, and the fact that because I'm trying to be true to the character, Golem Yuma very often opens with a Golem set. So I want to mimic the character as much as possible. So I'm doing that through running 2, so that hopefully I can, as I say, mimic his character playing style. With a character deck, it's not just about having the cards that he uses; it's about mimicking how he plays. So I think that's important. So I'm trying to mimic how Yuma is with this deck, if that makes sense. 1 Kage, 1 Overlay Eater. This is quite good. Again, I reveal it as a level 2 for Full Elf, so it works well with like card D. Also, it's good against other XYZ decks. XYZ decks are, there's not many decks that don't XYZ somehow. It's a half decent card. I mean, it doesn't come in handy all the time. I mainly use it for Full Elf's effect, to be honest. But discard it with Gaga Gardener. It's in the grave, and then if I need an overlay unit from one of theirs, if they do make a Zen mains, often I lose to decks that run Zen mains anyway, but I mean, it can take one of their overlay units, or more often than not, if they've got Hope or something like that, I can take one of theirs. So it's not dead, but I mean, it's a half decent card, and it's a Yuma theme card. So Rai Rider, now he's good. I like him very much. Set him in defense mode. They attack with their big monster, and then it can't attack again while it's on the field. So shuts down their big plays, their big monsters. So yeah, he's very good. I like him. One Tasuke Knight. This card's good. Again, discard it with something like Gaga Gardener, so it's in the grave, like they did on the series, and then revive it, stop the battle phase, and then overlay those two into a rank 4 XE. It's a nice card. It's got good attack points. Yeah, and you can only use the effect of him once per duel, and it says you can only activate the effect of Tasuke Knight, not the effect of this card. So there's no point in running more than one, because the other one would be dead in the grave anyway if I use the other effect. So one Zubaba Knight as well, good defense position support. If they've got a big monster in defense mode, I can use its effect to get rid of it. Yes, it's a nice card. So I run an additional monster in my Dueling Network based deck, which is Zubaba Buster as well, but that hasn't come out yet, so I'm not running that yet. Okay, Magics. 2 Blustering Winds. Very good card. A lot of people forget that it's until the next standby phase, so I can get a lot of people with that, and I'm pretty merciless. I like to take Blustering Winds, gain 1,000, kill off their monster. They summon something else, say with Gaga Magician, they'll summon, I don't know, something with 1,800, attack it, and I'll say, you've still got 2,500 until the next standby phase, and then make them put it in the grave. So at the end of the day, I'm playing a character theme deck, I need to have as much support as I can get. Bound Wand, now that's good. Works with Gaga Magician, really. I like the fact that you can special summon the monster from the grave next turn. I don't always use its level up support, because it only really works with Gaga Magician. If I want to keep a monster on the field for a turn, it's good. It gets revived at the end of the turn. So, Double or Nothing. I didn't have this, and I put it in because I make Hope all the time, and I can very, very often get this off, and it's often a game winner or certainly a game turner. It's a nice card. Ego Boost, another good card. Gains 1,000. He doesn't have a lot of defensive traps, so stat rises seem to be the way that Yuma goes with his cards. Just one of those. 1, 2, 3 Gaga Bolt. On Dueling Network I only run 2 of these, and I think 3 is too many for the amount of Gagas I have, but I'm just trying to fill up deck space at the moment. I do run 2 Gaga Revenge, but that's not out until the next set, so it will be replaced eventually. Mini Guts, I love this card. Works well with Gaga Giant. If I summon that, tribute one of them, make the target 0, attack. I did that against I think a Wild Jaggy Man or something like that. He killed off my monster, then I managed to summon 2 Mini Guts, attacked, did the damage of the monster plus his damage. I took him down like by 5 grand worth of life points. It's fantastic. So yeah, one of those is good. I can often summon 2 monsters at a time using various effects. So it's quite nice. Monster Reborn. I run this Monster Reborn because it's a Yuma theme deck, and I watch the anime, Japanese anime. So that's the Monster Reborn I'm used to. Obviously, I switch that out during tournaments. So, but in the fun deck, that Monster Reborn is better. Monster slots. It's pretty standard. A lot of level 4s in there, so I can often get it off, and if not, it's a free draw anyway. So, Wonder Wand. Again, I run a number of spellcasters, a bit of draw power, a bit of power up if I need to. It's quite nice, but only one is needed. And 1 XYZ unit. Yuma doesn't actually use this, and again, this is the Gaga Bolt and the XYZ unit are in place of Gaga Revenge, 2 of those, which I use on Dueling Networks, which you can see in a minute. But this is actually quite a nice card anyway, because it can give give a rank or give an XE another overlay unit. It's good to use with chaos numbers. Plus it gains 200 times their rank, and gives them an extra overlay unit. So yeah, it's a nice card, very nice card, and I'm often XEing in this deck as Yuma's theme does. So it's quite good. Traps. Now, Yuma's traps are a bit lackluster at the moment. I wish things like Half Unbreak and Battle Break came out. I don't know why they haven't, because Yuma's used those traps more than a lot of the others. I'm still waiting on them to be released. I'm hoping Yuma's second theme deck might have them in. But it may be like Mirrorgate, where it doesn't come out until the very end of the series. I don't know. At the moment, this is the best I can do with his traps. So, Damage Diet, that's a good card. Halve all damage you take, then have all effect damage as well. It's quite a nice little surprise. So, Heartfelt Appeal, again another half decent card. You can't attack or his effect can't be activated. It can't declare an attack, but I can XE with it if I can nick their monster. So it's a decent card for stealing a bit of effect, a bit of material if I need that for an XE. Also, it's good to buy me some time as well. I can if they attack with their big monster first, I can get it and defend myself. So Mirror Mail, another half decent card. Again, it's lackluster. It's one of those sort of cards. It's quite good. I can get a trade off at least. I suppose if they got a big monster and I got a little monster, the trade off becomes worthwhile. This one's quite good. Nitwit Outwit. I love that name. I can discard a monster and it loses the attack of the discarded monster. Good with Overlay Eater, good with Tasuke Knight. And they lose the attack points, drop it down below my own monsters, and then kill them off. Another attack defense modifier from Yuma. 2 XE Reborn. I only run 1 on Dueling Network because instead I have what's it called now? Just looking a minute. Immune attack immunity. That's a good trap card. That's coming out in the next set. So yeah, that's worth having. But at the moment I run 2 XE Reborn because they're quite good. Again, Yuma doesn't use these, I know, but too good not to have. So and 1 XE Reflect. Again, Yuma does use this, and that's fairly good when they're targeting a monster with a trap or an effect monster. It's quite good to stop that and save your hope from getting removed from play or getting destroyed. If you can keep them on the field, you can turn the tide of a game quite quickly with this. So that's the main deck. So far, it's probably going to go through a few more revisions because obviously the series is evolving, Yuma's deck is evolving, so it's quite exciting times. I'll show you the extra deck as well. It's only 14 cards at the moment because what am I waiting for? Well, the other Dijin monster, which I haven't got yet. But for now, it's 3 Utopia. I'm only playing cards that he's played in the series. I don't want to get all the numbers cards because at the end of the day he hasn't summoned them. I've got 3 Leviathan Dragon because he played that a lot in the earlier part of the series. But I only want to play with cards that Yuma's played before. So 2 Chaos Numbers. I don't need more than 2. 2 Muzu Rhythm String Dijin. That's very good. I like that card. Goes up to 3 grand attack points. 2 10-10 Tempo. They're good as well. I don't use them as often. I like Mellow Melody. I got 2 of those. Again, I never make 2. The extra deck is basically being filled up at the moment. When Volcasaurus comes out, Black Corn, I'll put those in, as you'll see in a minute, on my Dueling Network version of this deck. But in general, it's quite good. I want to get the Percussion Dijin monster in there as the last card, and I'll get that soon. But that's the deck pretty much. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to show you my Dueling Network version of this deck now, just so you can see it. If you guys play me on Dueling Network, this is the deck you'll be playing against if you choose my Yuma theme deck. So very similar. I even put it in the same order for you. So there you can see the change. Subaba Buster, 2 blustering winds, yeah, it's all the same. There's your Gaga Revenge, 2 of those. There's the immune attack. Right, so the XC Reborn. I'll show you my side deck in a minute. That's the Percussion Dijin. 1 of each of the other Dijin monsters. 3 Leviathan Dragon, 3 Hope, 2 Blackcorn, 1 Volcasaurus, which I do make with Gaga Girl and Gaga Magician combo. That works very well. 2 Chaos numbers and 10-10 tempo. I've also got a side deck which I wanted to show you, and these are all Yuma cards, so I'm quite pleased with. But there are logical choices for each one of these cards. So, Chuck Chuck Archer, which is good. Another. Let me put the hand down. I can show you here. Bear with me just a second. Right, that's better. So Chuck Chuck Archer, which is very good, can destroy 1 magical trap card per turn. Good for stall decks, good for decks that, I can get some rank up, some advantage if they're hiding behind magics and trap cards. I got 2 of these. Damage Mage. When you take damage to a card effect, special summon it and gain the life points you took. Good for burn, chain burn. Side those in. Yuma cards. 1 Dojo Warrior. They're good for negating things like Sangan's effect. It can be summoned straight away without tribute. His attack becomes 1800, more than enough to negate. So they're using a lot of graveyard-based effects. The only one I can think of at the moment is Sangan, but I'm sure there's a lot more. Can side those in. 2 Overlay Owl. The reason I use 2 of these is if they're using a lot of XE material, XE monsters, I can pay 1,000 life points and detach 1 from it without needing an XE, like Overlay Eater. Only that I don't need to have an XE material monster on there first to take their monster, to take their unit. 2 Stinging Swordsman. More back row support. Return all face-up magics and traps when he does damage. My friend plays Final Countdown, so I can get this thing through. I can bounce all his magics and traps back, so quite good. Another Zubaba Knight, in case they play a lot of defense position monsters. 1 Full Force Strike. Player take no battle damage. If they're running a lot of big monsters, big beefy monsters, I can take that out and sort of take out their big monsters. Another Gaga Bolt, because I don't run 3 in the main on my Dueling Network version of the deck, but just in case I need it to destroy, if they're running a lot of permanent cards or big monsters, I can, if I feel I need it. 1 Command of the Swords. This is a good card anyway. I can sort of discard the card they drew or just destroy a magic trap. More spell and trap card hate if they run a lot of magics and traps. So that's quite good. 2 Fiery Fervour. Now that's a good card if they're using attack and defense modifiers a lot. Things like Gravekeepers. I played a guy with one of my friends with a Moki Moki theme deck, Moki Moki Smackdown. I sided this in against him, equipped it to my Leviathan Dragon, so every time his Moki Moki went up to 3,000, my Leviathan Dragon went up to 5,000. So he just couldn't beat it and ended up quitting the duel. So, and last but not least, Gaga Rush. Any Gaga monster that gets targeted by an effect of a monster gets destroyed. The monster gets destroyed and then inflict damage equal to the attack or defense. So if they're running Raikos and things like that, it's quite good. It's all about turning the tide of battle in my favour. So that's the side deck, just to give you a quick overview. I like it because it's all running Yuma based cards. There's no, if I'm running a character theme deck, I don't want to run MST Dark Hole Heavy Storm, because I may as well just run a competitive deck. I like to run decks that promote good plays, inventive plays. So Oh, time to actually do an activity. That shows that this video has been on too long. So I'll call it quits there, guys. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll be bringing another version of this soon when the next set comes out. So take care of yourselves and peace out. Katto binda! Ore!